Guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is another Bible study day. So we are going to be doing a Bible study based in Mark chapter 4 verses 35 through 41. So we titled this Bible study Calming Your Storm. And so hopefully we will come out of this encouraged to fight through whatever it is that we're facing and knowing how important it is to have faith that God's going to take care of us. So like I said, this is going to be in Mark chapter 4, and the book of Mark talks about a lot of the miracles that Jesus performed while he was here on earth. But today in this certain passage, we are going to be talking about the miracle where Jesus calms the storm after him and his disciples go out on a boat in the middle of the sea, and there is a storm happening, and just with his words, Jesus calms the wind and the waves, and everything goes back to normal. So that scripture says, "On that day, when evening had come, he said to them, 'Let us go across to the other side.' And leaving the crowd, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was, and other boats were with him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. But he was asleep in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him and said to him, 'Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?' And he woke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, 'Peace, be still.' And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said to them, 'Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?' And they were filled with great fear and said to one another, 'Who then is this that even the wind and the sea obey him?'" So during this time of Jesus' work on earth, he demonstrates to many people, especially his disciples, his authority over nature, sickness, and demon possession. The disciples got to witness many of these things that Jesus was doing, but they still didn't quite believe. They didn't understand the power. I don't know. The whole shebang. They just didn't understand fully what Jesus was. So we're like the disciples because we can look back at our past and see all the things that Christ has done for us, but sometimes we still lack the faith that Jesus is expecting the disciples to have. In verse 38, it tells us that the disciples were freaking out and worried and even are afraid that, how did they say it? That they're going to perish. Are you not concerned that we're about to perish? Like they're scared of death, and they're afraid that the storm's going to overtake them. And Jesus is just asleep in the stern. He's not worried about it. He's not at all in fear of this storm. The disciples didn't know yet that Jesus had authority over nature. This is kind of a little bit in the beginning of Jesus's ministry. And so at this point, they couldn't understand that Jesus could just fix that for them. Like he could just say it and that storm is going to be gone. They didn't understand his power. Sometimes it's hard for us to read these stories and look at them and not think, how in the world did the disciples not know what all Jesus could do? They've watched him heal people. They've watched him cast out demons. Like, how did they not know his power? They're experiencing Jesus firsthand. But in reality, if we were put in the same situation with the same exact knowledge that they have, we probably would respond in the same ways that they did, or similar ways. Even though in this moment, whenever they ask God, or whenever they ask Jesus to come help, he's frustrated with them. His compassion for his people overrules that. And he uses this experience with his disciples to increase their faith in him and strengthen their belief in him. So John 20:29 says, "Jesus said to him, 'Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed.'" Look at my head. So this passage is about Jesus talking to Thomas after his resurrection, because Thomas was doubting that Jesus was really himself. The Bible tells us of many people who have witnessed Jesus firsthand, and it also tells us that those of us that haven't seen him but have believed in him
will be blessed.
And believe in him with the kind of faith that he expected those people who were having firsthand experiences with him to believe. So what can we learn from this? Just as we have history books to teach us about past history, like for us it was past U.S. history, so that as a government and as a country that bad things didn't repeat themselves. Things didn't happen again because we didn't have the knowledge to keep them from happening. We have the ability to use the Bible, the greatest history book ever, that is full of stories like these to keep us from making the same kind of mistakes that the disciples or other people in the Bible made. We kind of get it easier because we don't have to find these things out the hard way like the disciples did. All we have to do is read the Bible and be assured that God is in authority over everything on heaven and on earth. And if he has the power to calm a raging storm, like in Mark chapter 4, 35 through 41, then he can most certainly calm the storm within you.
Psalms 9:10 says, "Those who know your name will put their trust in you, for you, Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you."
Sometimes it's hard for us, though, to have faith that God truly is in control fully of whatever we're going through, and to believe that he will work it out for good, that it's going to turn into something good later down the road. But when we have the kind of faith that Jesus is expecting from his disciples, he can and will calm your storm, and you will finally be able to see those clouds pass by. I think from this passage, what is important to remember is that every storm that we face with God builds our faith, makes us stronger, and prepares us for whatever lies ahead, whatever God has planned for us in our future.
So that is it for this Bible study. We hope you guys got something out of this Bible study. And be sure to join us again next Monday for even more Bible study.
Yep. And if you guys like hanging out with us, we also post videos on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday is a faith-based video of some sort. Right now we're going through a book called What If God Wrote Your Bucket List? And on Fridays we do some kind of lighthearted, silly video. Not always silly, but like makeup or fashion or makeup challenges, anything like that, just for us to have fun with. So if you want to see more content from us, you can like and subscribe.
And if you want to be notified whenever we upload more videos, be sure to hit the little bell whenever you subscribe.
And if you've got some more insight on this Bible study, leave it in a comment below. We'd love to read it. We hope you guys have a good day. We hope you have a good week. And don't forget to shine. Bye.